Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at a Star Wars Vintage Collection figure. This time we're going to take a look at the deluxe Sabine Wren.
Welcome to the party, pal!
All right, let's look at the packaging really quick like we always do. And you could tell this is the deluxe edition of the Vintage Collection that comes in the windowless box. Does have an image here of the figure. Nice little sort of sunflower of the figure there. Got the Star Wars racetrack. Does have the Ahsoka title block there. One of the things that really got me excited about this figure, besides the fact that it's the first Vintage Collection version of Sabine we've ever gotten, but it's also got a Loth Cat in it, and I love those little Loth Cats. I believe this is the first version that we've ever gotten of the Loth Cat as well in the Vintage Collection. So there is Sabine, got the nice old school Kenner logo there. Another image of Sabine there with her, looks like her spray paint can. Here she is with a lightsaber. And the back of the packaging, it shows that she's got a removable helmet, a pack or satchel. There's that little spray paint, 2 blaster pistols, the Loth Cat, lightsaber hilt, and a lit lightsaber. Again, same image here as on the cover with a little more background. And that is it. It looks pretty good. Let's get her open, see what she's all about. All right, so let's take a look at Sabine Wren here. She is fully geared up with all of her gear. I will say right away, though, when I opened my package up, I did have a bent lightsaber, and it just came right out of the package like that. It's really unfortunate. This is also one of those reasons, you know, if this would have had a blister, a bubble I could see, obviously I would have picked a different one, but this one is bent. But that's okay. I wasn't going to display her with that. Not to go off on a tangent about the show, but that was one of the things that I did not like about the show, Ahsoka. I felt that they really overpowered Sabine by giving her force abilities and a lightsaber and all this other kind of stuff. But that doesn't mean that I wanted a defective lightsaber in my, you know, with my figure. So I'm a little disappointed with that, but it's okay. I can look past it. So here she is, and again, let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. That helmet is much too big. It is well painted though. It does have a articulating rangefinder, and it is painted well. But let's take it off. It looks pretty silly to have it on her when it's that size, so I probably won't use that helmet when I display her or play with her. She does have her satchel on, her bag over her shoulder. It is well sculpted and well done, but there's no paint apps on it. But it's still, it's well done. It's a nice soft rubbery plastic. It's even got some sculpting on the inside that you wouldn't necessarily see, but they did add that. She is holding her sort of her spray can, or spray paint gun, I should say. Very nice. It's a plain gray plastic. It does have some sculpting. Whoops, it's so small. It does have some sculpting on one side. Looks like buttons there. She is have her unlit saber on her belt. It just plugs right in. It's also nicely done. Got some black highlights, some metal, and she's got her 2 blasters, which are quite thin and a little stiffer than some of the others that I've gotten. One is blue and one is yellow. It's the same blaster, just with different paint apps. You can see that there. Now the figure itself is pretty good. I think the TBC, they really hit their stride with these female Mandalorians, whether it's Bo-Katan or Casca Reeves. These are some of their best figures, especially articulation wise. So she does have the new ball jointed hips with the thigh swivel. She's got a rocker ankles, single hinged knee, single hinged elbow, ball hinged shoulders. She's got the double barbell head. The only thing I noticed was she doesn't have hinged wrists, which I think is too bad because this is a deluxe figure, and I feel like she should have hinged wrist, especially since she does come with a lightsaber. So everything is here but those hinged wrists. Otherwise, she's got the premium Star Wars articulation that now we expect, that has brought it up to modern times, and it's really good. It's really good. Her face, her paint is really done well. See there, perfect eyes. Everything, her hair sculpted really well. All of the painting on her armor there looks great. She's a great looking figure. She is quite small. You can see on the gauntlets too there's some paint apps here. Silver buckle. She's even got some rivets here in the back of her belt, much like the satchel. Nice paintwork here. Very good figure. Very good. Now, what I've wanted to do is compare it to this one. This was the Rebels version of Sabine Wren, and I bought the whole team of Rebels for my son back when the show was on, and he played with this one quite a bit. He did lose one of her blasters, and he did break the rangefinder on her helmet. But what I've noticed, though, is that this helmet is much better in scale, and it does fit quite well, and the colors and everything match. So I'm not sure how difficult this one is now to find in the secondary market, but that helmet fits way better, and the colors match perfect. They definitely used the same colors when they saved them from when they did this, and they went back and they just redid it on this new figure. But I think that looks way better, guys. And it kind of goes back to the point in one of the interviews. I think his name is Chris. He's one of the designers at Hasbro. He said, or it might have been Emily, said something, well, the walls of the helmet made it this big, but you can see that this was, 5, 6, 7 years ago that they made this helmet. They have to still have the mold for this helmet. They could have just easily repainted it. I'm not sure how important that rangefinder is to move. I would have much rather had articulating wrists on her. I keep having trouble saying wrist. Articulating wrist on Sabine rather than an articulating rangefinder. And you get a lot of ARC troopers. Sometimes the rangefinder doesn't move, and sometimes it does. I'm not sure how important that was to the figure. But this helmet fits much better on the new figure than it does, the new helmet. And it's not that far off. It's, in fact, I believe it's really the same helmet. She just, like her hair, she changes it, quite often. So I don't want to say necessarily I don't buy what they're selling. I did buy it though, literally, but that the walls of this had to be a certain way, because this was a kids line. This line was, made for kids. This is a 5 points figure for a cartoon kids show, and they made this thing this soft and this small. This one is much harder. The walls of the helmet are thicker. I think I'm probably going to display her like this. It's a shame that the rangefinder's broken, but I might find, if I find another one of these, I might pick it up. Her blaster, I noticed, I tried earlier off camera, her blaster is much thicker and a much harder plastic. It's too wide to fit into her holsters here, without stretching the holster out a bit, which would, you know, make it loose for her, the guns that she came with. So I'm not going to do that. But otherwise, I think this helmet's better. And I would suggest to anyone that really wants to, you know, get their Sabine, you know, hooked up right, unless you know a 3D printer guy or someone like that that does that, this is the better helmet. Let's do a quick size comparison. Oh wait, I didn't even talk about the Loth Cat. This guy is really cool. He does have an articulating head. I did not know that. So he can get a good side to side and a little bit of a nod. Not much. But he's really cool. He's the star of the pack, I guess. Not really, but very well painted, very well done. Be nice to have a whole, you know, I don't know what you call that, a litter, a pack of Loth Cats, a pride, I don't know. He is a cat, I guess, with bird feet. Very cool though, very nice. It's a nice addition. It does, you know, add a little bit to this deluxe pack. I just think the helmet, you know, this is a better helmet. I don't know why they could not reuse it, just repaint it. Let's push all this off to the side here. Got Sabine here. She is quite small. Pull that out of the way. Here is Allie from TheoJT, Cult of San Raja. She's a cool looking chick. She's tall. Here is Mantis from the Epic Heroes Marvel line. She is also quite tall. Here's Isabel from Fortnite. I did do a video on Isabel. And I guess, did I do one on Mantis? I'm not sure that I did. Oops. Got another female figure here. Oh, she doesn't want to stand it. Oh, this ankle's a little twisted here. I did use this Isabel not too long ago in some photos. And I might have twisted her ankle a bit. Here is, who was I going to pull out? I was going to pull out Nadia. Did do a video on Nadia. This is from Acid Rain Toys Alliance. And these are all 118 figures. I think the Mantis, though, is actually a 375. And so she's a little bit shorter, but that's how small Sabine is. She's just a really small girl. And then here is Hiya Toys DC Injustice Black Canary. This is a pretty good figure. She's not very hard to get now. She's not very expensive. But I don't see too many people play with her or pose her, and I think it's probably because she is a bit delicate. She is, oh, much more in line with Sabine than the other figures. So there you go. There's a quick size comparison. And since I have her here, here is the 5 Points Rebels Sabine. She's not the easiest to stand with her 5 points. Gotta lean her over a bit. But there you go, guys. I think the perfect combination is this helmet with this figure. Unfortunately, my lightsaber was bent, but all the accessories are here. It's a really good pack, I think. I've been seeing it more and more now at Target, and I think that it's a good figure. So I would recommend her. I would pick her up. I like her a lot. You know, it's nice to finally get some of the Rebels team in the TVC. I'm looking forward to my Ghost coming and all the other figures that come with it. All right, so I'm going to take a few photos now on the way out. I hope you'll stick around and take a look at those. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.